Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of How to Math with Professor Derek. Today we are going to focus on factoring quadratics when the lead coefficient is 1. So, up to this point, we've been focusing on problems like x plus 5 times x plus 7, and we turn that into x squared plus 12x plus 35 through our foiling technique, right? Well, today I'm going to show you guys how to go back. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a handful of problems, and I'm going to walk you through and give you guys some examples and allow you guys to try some on your own and then come back to the video. You can pause it and you can see my solution to the problem. So we have x squared plus 5x minus 6. So the first thing you want to look at is you want to look at this last term here. So this last term is negative 6, and we want to come off to the side, and we're going to say, okay, what are the numbers that multiply together to give me negative 6? Well, there are only a handful of combinations, so I can have negative 1 times 6, I can have 1 times negative 6, I can have negative 2 times 3, or I can have 2 times negative 3. Okay, so I look at each one of these pairs of numbers, and I want the pair of numbers that whenever I smash them together, add them together, I'm going to get positive 5. Okay, so follow me here. So when I smash these two numbers together, the negative 1 and the positive 6, I'm going to get positive 5, right? This guy would give me negative 5, this guy would give me positive 1, and this guy would give me negative 1. None of these work. Okay, so these two special numbers, that's all we need to factor this out, right? So I'm going to get x squared. Well, I'm going to need x times x, right? Okay, these special numbers here, I need a negative 1 and a positive 6, right? These two numbers here multiply together to give me negative 6, and when I add them together, I'm going to get 5x. Okay, so let's test it out. Let's FOIL this guy out from what we've been doing before. So I will multiply x times x, I get x squared. Multiply my outside, I get positive 6x. Multiply my inside, negative 1 times x is minus 1x. And then our last terms are negative 1 and positive 6, so I get minus 6. These guys are our like terms. When we combine them, we get a positive 5x. Okay? So, recap on what we just did. We looked at the last term. Once we order it, x squared plus 5x minus 6, I'm going to look at this last term, list its factors, every combination of numbers that I can get to make this. And I select the pair of numbers that uniquely gives me this middle term. And that ends up being our solution to the problem. So what we're going to do now is I am going to give you guys one problem, and you can pause and try it, and if it does not work out, we can go through the problem together. So we're going to look at x squared minus 7x minus 18. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video now. Alright, so hopefully you guys have tried it. After that, I will show you the technique to factor this guy out. So I want to look again at this last term, negative 18. What are all the numbers that give me negative 18? Well, I could have negative 1 and 18, 1 and negative 18. I can have negative 2 and 9, 2 and negative 9, negative 3 and 6, or 3 and negative 6. I ran out of space there. And I want the unique pair of these that gives me this middle term. So which pair of numbers is going to give me negative 7x if I smash them together? Well, this guy's not, right? That's going to give me 17. This guy's not. He's going to give me negative 17. These two combinations might. Well, when I combine a negative 2 and a positive 9, I get positive 7. So it's not him either. When I have 2 and a negative 9, when I combine these two numbers, I get a negative 7x. When I multiply them together, I get negative 18. When I add them together, I get negative 7. And those are the two unique numbers that go into our FOIL factors. So I'm going to need x and x to give me x squared. I need plus 2, and I need a minus 9. And as an exercise, what we can do is we can FOIL this out, see how we work it out. So I got x times x, that gives me x squared. X times negative 9 gives me negative 9x. 2x and minus 18. So again, these are like terms, so I can smash them together and get that negative 7x. So our method actually works. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section below the video. I will address them as I can, and we can talk about the lesson tomorrow in class. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.